Money is more than just currency. Money is energy. This understanding can open a world of possibilities and help you break free from limiting belief. Hi, lovely people. I am Layla. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to discuss the energetics of money. If I were to ask you questions such as, what is your money origin story? What are the different money mindset you have held throughout your life? Or what are your current money limiting beliefs? Would you be able to answer those questions? Let's have a quick chat about that. A great personal development book about money will always start with this inquiry. Our relationship with money is shaped at a very young age and will determine to a certain degree our course of action. Before you start healing and reprogramming your mindset, it is quite important, I believe, to go back to your origin story and assess it. Children from a very young age, from watching their parents, learn about money. They also learn through conversations about money happening around them, and also through direct interaction with money. Cultural and socioeconomic factors influence and shape attitudes and behavior towards money. From what I remember, I had three, I would say, stories playing in the background when I was growing up, two from my dad and one from my mom. From my dad, I learned the money doesn't grow on trees, aka earning money requires hard work mantra. He embodied that to the core though. As a passionate entrepreneur, he built his empire and afforded his family a privileged lifestyle. But we had a front row seat to all the sacrifices he had to make. Because he was also a family-oriented man, he would take us with him to experience the reality of his activities. During our summer vacations, you won't believe it, we would go to the field with him, aka the countryside or the middle of nowhere, where his construction company was building a road or a bridge, and we would work with him and his employee for about a month. I know a lot about construction, building roads, heavy machinery, living in camps, and the geography of the Central African Republic, Cameroon, and Chad. Then after a month of us working hard, we would get paid by my dad, go to the capital city of the country we were in, or travel to France to rest, have a good time, and spend the money we earned on school outfits, fun stuff, etc. So that is how my dad taught us the value of hard work and money. Another lesson that we learned from him was exercising humility in the presence of money. My dad is a 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗀𝗀 type of person. He has a uniform. It doesn't matter where he is, on the field, at someone's house, at a fancy hotel, or who he's meeting. He will wear white t-shirts, Levi jeans, sneakers, like white sneakers, those Adidas sneakers, or leather sandals. He would pass you by and you would have no idea who this man was. And growing up, his peers, even those with less money than him, were flamboyant with their lifestyle. And my dad never was. So sometimes we would complain to him and say, certain kids at school got to do this and have this. And he would say, you have way more than enough. I am not here to spoil you. I will only blow money on your private education because that's an investment. Everything else is irrelevant. After that, I personally stopped envying people and learned to practice more gratitude. Another powerful thing that he kept saying, and that happened to be so true, is by staying humble, the day you have a lot, people would not know about it. The day you lose it all, they wouldn't know about it either. My mom, on the other hand, taught me one thing. As a woman, you need to make your own money no matter what. She had a career in the UN and never thought about giving it up, even with the lifestyle that my dad was providing. She wanted to contribute financially and assured her safety just in case. So now my question to you is, what are your origin stories? They might hold the key to understanding how your attitude towards money was shaped. My money mindset in my 20s was terrible because I took my parents' lessons, twisted them, and mixed them with my own limiting beliefs I picked along the way. I will list a few of them, and if you recognize yourself, I would advise you to start doing some inner work around it. So, limiting belief number 1, credit card debt is okay. My dad repeatedly told and showed us that money required hard work. Without the hard work and the suffering, I wouldn't get enough money to satisfy my desire. So when I discovered the credit card system in college, I thought I had bypassed the hard work and the suffering. I finally had access to free money to spend now and worry about later. I was naive and greedy back then, I have to admit. I did understand though how interest worked, but I deemed the instant gratification more rewarding than paying extra on the principal. In a twisted way, I also convinced myself I wasn't paying extra anyway because I only paid the minimum monthly. All I had to worry about was finding the $30 to $50 needed each month. For my entire 20 era, I had revolving credit card debt and I thought it was completely normal. Everyone around me was in the same situation anyway. When I turned 30, and finally decided to tackle my debt and started my personal development journey, I kid you not, in over $10,000 of credit card debt. Limiting belief number 2, I don't deserve a high salary. I graduated with a degree in finance. Instead of doing internships and applying to big companies before graduation, I pretexted my love for personal finance and microfinance, my electives at the time loved it, as an excuse for avoiding corporate finance. With inner work and retrospection, I know now I was afraid of what I considered big starting salaries at the time. I thought I didn't have what it took to compete with others. I thought I wasn't smart enough. And mind you, I was on the dean's list every semester and I graduated with honors. Clearly, I was making excuses and I had no confidence whatsoever. So instead, I looked for jobs at NGOs and local organizations where the starting salary were way lower and ironically at a salary level I thought I deserved at the time. I went for low-hanging fruits for my first 2 jobs after college, but I will discuss this topic in a video centered around ambition later on. Limiting belief number 3, the money should come from the man. I was supposed to end with a provider, so my career and what I do for a living shouldn't matter. That is what I believe in my 20s. As a result, I found myself wanting to jump on the bandwagon of men I deemed on the way to success. Never mind if we were incompatible or if the men were situationship material. The only thing I placed value on was the fact that they could provide me a certain lifestyle and no worries about money. Do you know what my problem was back then? I unconsciously wanted to be like these men, goal-oriented, ambitious, satisfied with their jobs and their salaries and aware of where their lives were taking them. But because at the time I embodied none of these traits, instead of developing them in me, I went and tried to leech off someone else. When I was doing my inner work around that 6 years ago, I vividly remember how I defined that problem. I am standing there, trains are passing by, and I'm watching out for which one to jump into. So cringy and embarrassing. The personal development around that conditioning really liberated me tremendously. When I started my personal development journey in January 2018, I knew I needed to focus on money. I had so much credit card debt that nothing else could be accomplished financially without getting rid of that burden. At the time, I thought that the relationship with money was limited to very practical things, such as, I had to learn how to budget, devise a debt-paying strategy, find ways to generate more money, get educated about financial product, etc., etc. But when I started observing the behaviors that led me to make poor money choices, I realized my problem was actually deeper and healing was needed. Most people see money as tangible. They are paper notes and coins you can touch, you can see, you can exchange, but money has no intrinsic value. The value of money comes from the trust and agreement within society that it can be exchanged for goods and services. So governments issue currency and declare it legal tender, meaning it must be accepted as a form of payment within a certain country. The actual worth of money is not in the paper itself, but in the collective belief of the people who use the money. They trust that others will accept it as payment, giving it value. Also, with the rise of technology, some of us don't even see the money unless we log into our checking account, saving account, investment accounts. We don't see the money, but we trust that it's there to exchange virtually. Knowing what I just said, it is easy to see money as energy. And let me tell you why. Because at its core, money is a tool for the exchange of value between people. This exchange is an energetic transfer where services and goods are traded for money, which then can be exchanged again for other services and goods. Each transaction represents a transfer of energy, whether it's physical energy, intellectual, or emotional. Because at its core, money is a symbol of intention and focus. When people spend money, they direct energy towards a specific purpose or desire. In this sense, money becomes a tool through which personal energy is focused and intentions are realized. Because at its core, money is an amplifier of potential and opportunity. It facilitates the realization of ideas and the expansion of projects. Long story short, people's trust and confidence in money enable it to function and circulate, creating energetic interactions and exchanges. I am one of those people who see money as energy and flow. Years have passed, and I am now a better steward of money because I redefined our relationship. I am no longer afraid of money. I deserve it. Money is allowed to come to me in any shape from any sources, halal sources of course. I like money and I don't vilify it. I want to be someone money likes. So what about you? When I say money, what comes to mind? Let me know in the comment section. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. You will see me in the next one, and until then, take very good care of yourselves. Bye.